Authorities in Kyneton County are reminding drivers to stop for school buses after a close call.
The Kyneton County Sheriff's Office shared this video of a near miss. You can see the bus has its stop arm out and lights flashing. As the kids go to cross the street, a pickup doesn't stop and goes by the bus. Officials say the older sibling pulled his little brother back off the road in time. A Nebraska man is headed to federal prison for sexual exploitation of an underage girl in South Dakota. A judge sentenced Sean Carlos Payne to 35 years behind bars, followed by 10 years of supervised release. We first told you about this case a year ago this month. That's when Payne kidnapped the Meade County girl and took her to Wyoming, where he was involved in a chase with law enforcement. He was also wanted for assault and child abuse for a separate case out of Omaha. The residents of Smet are becoming concerned over the quality of water in the town.
It's unsafe water. You cannot drink that water. But I have 3 kids and we have pets. And it's gotten to a point where there are days that we can't shower, that we can't wash our clothes, we can't drink the water, we can't cook with the water.
As you can see, residents are turning on their faucets to find brown, rusty water coming from the pipes. Residents tell us the water quality has been questionable for years, but lately it's gotten worse. Well, now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Summer. Good morning, everybody. We are following a cool day. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s for afternoon highs. We'll have sunshine back today with mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions, and expect winds to increase from the south in western South Dakota at 15 to 30 miles per hour. We'll have a high of 53 in Sioux Falls, 51 in Mitchell, Huron, and Aberdeen, 52 in Pierre, and 54 in Rapid City. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. A crew that was out harvesting a field in central South Dakota had a big surprise guest this week. A viewer sent us this video from Buffalo County. As the combine is approaching the end of the corn, you can see an elk running from the stalks. Several pheasants are also seen flying away. According to the South Dakota Game Fish and Parks, elk are mainly found in the Black Hills. The Correctional Rehabilitation Task Force of 30 people will examine how to better prepare inmates for their lives after release from a South Dakota prison. Today, starting later this morning, the group will gather at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance in Sioux Falls for the first time.
This first meeting, I really hope we can reach a common understanding about where we are now and agree as to what our goals are and what kind of information we want at our future meetings.
I do think that there is a strong common sense sentiment to how we approach this task force and to the recommendations that we will make to the greater legislature.
Group's meeting is set to begin at 9 o'clock this morning in Sioux Falls. You can find a link to the agenda in this report on our website. The government shutdown is nearing the 1-month mark. As organizations brace for the possibility that SNAP benefits won't go out in November, there are things you can do to help make sure people in our area have something to eat. One way to help is by hosting a food drive for a food pantry. Foods like pasta, canned chicken, and peanut butter are good items to donate. You can also look for volunteering opportunities. That's a look at some of our top stories. Now let's get one final glance at our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens.
All right. Well, this morning we've had a chilly forecast out there. Teens and low 20s in the west. It looks like this afternoon we're going to top out back up into the 50s for more of us this afternoon under some fair conditions. So light winds, that helps us out quite a bit, doesn't it? All right, well, let's take a look at Futurecast now as we go through the next few days. And we're expecting, again, with high pressure today, dry weather. No more rain for southwest Minnesota or northwest Iowa. Those totals yesterday, well over half an inch, actually. 80 hundredths in Worthington, for example. But we go through tonight a weak system coming in from the northwest. That'll pick up our wind tomorrow, just a little bit more out of the northwest. And temperatures are likely in the 50s, so we'll probably bump up a little bit there. Then as we transition into Halloween, Friday's forecast. Now, I want to remind you a couple of things here. First of all, we expect a brisk northwest wind, so it's going to feel pretty cool. Temperatures no better than the 40s during the afternoon. Now, what's tricky about this forecast and what I think could possibly develop here is that we've got a little bit of moisture that's going to be in that cloud layer. All the new data that we are seeing this morning is keeping this as snow until it gets right down to the surface level. So it'll be interesting to see if some of these snowflakes survive and don't melt before they hit the ground. I think there's a chance of that. I'm going to explain. Scott and I are going to have a whole lot more on whether or not today. So check that out, 1:30 this afternoon. If you can't watch it live, and well, you can always check it out on demand. But I think there could be a few little tricks for Halloween. So we'll put it that way. 53 today, Sioux Falls. Let's jump to that 7-day. Even with temperatures in the 40s on Friday, and yes, I still think we're going to make it into the 40s for a high. It's going to feel cool with that northwest wind. You ready for a warm-up? We'll get set for November. It's going to go back to the 60s early next week. And that's going to feel pretty nice. Some great autumn weather for Aberdeen, too. By the way, you're in the thick of this whole conversation of some wet snowflakes, maybe a bit of that on Friday. High 46, 47 on Saturday. And then we get into Pierre and Rapid City. It looks like it's going to warm up next week, too. So a little cool down, a brief cool down to end the month of October. And then we're back on track for above normal temperatures. More details on the weather at KETTLELAND.com.